Damn. In the 1980s, there were more than 60,000 nuclear warheads in the world at all times. The total destructive power amounted to whatever. I didn't want to read the rest. In January 1993, START 2 was signed, and the United States and Russia agreed to reduce the number of... However, as of 1998, there were still 26,000 nuclear warheads in the world. Beat you! Yeah! Fuck you! I read it fast enough! Any more? So I can read half of it? Well, that game's done. Honestly, probably one of the best games for the PlayStation, like, ever, in my opinion. Gotta remember, in my opinion, so, yeah. You're entitled to your own. This is mine. But honestly, a lot of people say the cutscenes drag on in this game, but even after watching them so many times, it still gives you that little tingly feeling. Like, they did it right, and they did it well. And there's not many more cutscenes I know that can beat the Sniper Wolf one. Like, God, that Sniper Wolf cutscene is so damn good. Love that fucking cutscene so much. I had to actually leave on that one because I knew it'd be like emotional and I'd like not really want to joke that much after it, so I held off until days later. My only like peeve with this game is what he fixed in the second one, which is the swapping items thing for card keys. Like, you have to swap them to activate the doors. He did fix it in the second one, but that's about all I can say, is having to switch to the card keys, like, back and forth. It kind of gets tedious. Kind of like the iron boots in Legend of Zelda. That one, like, they fixed that eventually too, but it's pretty much on level with that. Like, you have to just keep switching back and forth, and it's a small thing, so it's not really that bad. At least it beats always switching to the iron boots. Ugh. Probably one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, though. Even if I do forget how to play it sometimes. It's been a long time since I played this one. As evidenced by the Rex fight. Yeah. Sniper Wolf about had my ass, but I started getting the hang of her halfway through the fight, after I'd lost all my rations. Yeah. But what else? Series-wise, there's probably one or two series that beats this in my eyes, which I've always just liked Resident Evil and Legend of Zelda more, because I've always played those ones, like, literally ever since I was like 2 or 3. I started playing those. Yeah, Resident Evil at 2, that was a good idea. But I either watched my cousin play Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, and Legend of Zelda from whenever I was really little, or I just play them myself. And Metal Gear was always kind of one of the like, I played it quite a bit, but not as much as those other two. That's why I always liked them more. It'll always be like in my top 10 though of any game series, like, ever, just because of how, like, I wouldn't say gameplay wise, but the story is fucking awesome in this game. Like, there's not many stories that can beat this one. Just from the sheer, like, even if you didn't play the first 2 games, which I know a lot of people didn't, the story still makes sense even from the first one. Like, from Solid first one, the Metal Gear Solid onwards. But It's just an awesome game. And beating Liquid's ass always feels so amazing after you watch him die. Or fall off Rex. That's pretty nice too. I think we've got one more cutscene to show, which is his mission briefing or something like that, where it shows him actually looking like Liquid and it explains it. But Liquid was saying that Snake got all the recessive genes and stuff too. We need to get that scene too, because he kept going on and on about how he was the piece of like trash that nobody wanted and nobody needed. So we should have one or two more cutscenes left. We'll be viewing those shortly, because there's always the after credits in the Metal Gears.
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. The important thing is that you choose life, and then live.
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
Alright, but as previously said, Ocelot just explained it. Liquid was actually the superior clone, so he was destined to win it all through his genes, thinking that he was the piece of crap, but really it was like a cover-up, seeing who would actually win in the end. Snake thinking that he's the dominant whenever he's actually the piece of crap that they're talking about, and Liquid being the like actual dominant one, thinking that he's the piece of crap. So yeah, Liquid was wrong the whole time. He was actually built with the genes that were supposed to be superior. I guess it's some sort of message that, well, you can't always trust fate sometimes. You just gotta make your own. Not a bad little message. At least I would think that was what it was supposed to be. Anyways, this run is pretty much over, actually. So, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.